Hello, this is Pamela, the Stampin' Pink Rose. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and this is our card full day. And I'm going to show you this card, and I'm going to tell you right now, I goofed on something. It's okay, but it's not the way I wanted it on a part, and I'll explain it as we go. Okay? So, this is the card that I created. And I know you're saying it looks fine to you. Okay, it does. The problem was this strip down here is too narrow for the sentiment that I wanted to use. So we're going to correct it. It's not that big of a deal that we can't correct, because what will happen is we'll just move our score line over a little farther, which puts the tree and the dogs over a little farther. But aren't those doggies cute? And by the way, they were colored with my blendability, my blends that just now came out. I have an extra one of those laying here and everything. So you can use as many packages as you want on here. And you can use as many of the, got some glue that I need to use my little erase thing on. But you can use as many stockings on here as you want. If you wanted 2, you want 3, you could get 3 on here. I put 2 because that represents my 2 grandsons. So anyway, so this is the card. I'm going to show you how to make it. I have, with the exception of the paper and the exception of the solid that's behind, I have pre-cut everything because it's going to take you a little while to cut everything out and then also to get it colored. So let's get started. Let me show you what I used. Okay, this is ready for Christmas. These are the stocking and the Christmas present and the bow. And you can literally just about cut this out at the same time. Now, I would recommend with this that on your platform, your plate for your big shot, that I would recommend that the bottom one be a fairly non-warped one. Pretty good shape. Because otherwise your little pieces, let me pull this out. This is the staircase. This will move around, particularly your little pieces, your dog and everything that you're going to want to keep in shape. So those are going to move around. So there's the stair. Okay. So you're going to want to have something that's going to stay in place. Okay, and this is the one. And the first of the week, I gave you in my newsletter a PDF with one of these. I also put one on my blog that same day. I believe that was Wednesday. So you can see all of those there. If you don't have my newsletter, you need to subscribe. Gives you a lot of bonuses. There is a private Facebook group you join as a newsletter subscriber. You do need to remember to answer the question in order to be approved. And some of you guys are forgetting that, so you need to think about that. But anyway, so that was on it. So I'm giving you a different format of it. It is not hard to do. That's not what I'm telling you. It's just time consuming is what I'm telling you. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I'm going to tell you what you're going to need. You're going to be needing the Merry paper, for this pattern. You'll need garden green, and we'll do our measurements just a minute. Garden green. This is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Okay, and then normally it gets folded at 4 1/4. I had to stop and think because that's what I'm used to doing. Okay, and you'll need the new wood-looking card paper that we have out. I didn't bring any out, but you're going to need that to cut the staircase. Okay, and it's two-sided, so you can get your staircase whatever direction you want, which mine goes this way. Okay, and you'll need some garden green. You're going to need some ink to color whatever color you want on the doggies. This is, I'll bring one doggie out. This is the red, and this is the light crumb that I used. Now, when I do the tree, I used garden green paper, but always artichoke so that the lines show on it. Okay? So there you go on that. Okay, so let's get started on doing this. Let me lay this back up here. Okay. I'm going to put that aside for the moment. So you are going to need your scoring. And I'm going to stand a minute because I want to make sure I am in camera shot for this. Yep. Good. Okay. You are going to want the garden green scored at 2 3/4. Okay. And 3 1/2. Did I do that right? I'm trying to remember. 2 3/4. You want to leave 3 1/4. So I'm going to turn it. Okay, that's it. Okay. I am not sure that is going to be right. We are back to the other. Hang on, guys. Let's get a sheet of white paper. Hang on. Okay. I've got this already stamped. All right. Let's do this. I will have the measurements on the side. Okay, this is at 2 1/2. So we need 2 1/2 spacing. Okay, I've got another sheet here, so let me grab it. I will have the measurements. We'll get it straight. Okay, so we have 2 1/2 is where I need this to be at. So if I do that, yeah, that'll work. Okay, 2 1/2. Okay. Okay. And then turn your paper. And I think 3 1/4. Okay, now let me look. Because I told you I had to change the measurements. All right. All right. I'm going to cut this long piece down to the 5 1/4. It'll be easier to work with. So let me get that cut first. Okay. Now I've got that cut. Okay. All right. So now this is at 5. So it's at 5 is what you need. Okay. Okay. So you're going to score it at 2 1/2 and at 5 1/2. Okay? All right. I knew we'd get it straight one way or another. Okay. Then it'll fold like this. And then your sheet will fit in here like this. And you see how it's folded. Now let's see how the staircase fits the way I did it. Not quite. Okay. Okay. Not quite. Not the way I want it. Hang on. You will get the measurements correct on the site. I told you I had to adapt. So I was right originally. I had it at 2 3/4 over here. So I'm going to bring this back over. 2 3/4. I want you guys just to relax. 2 3/4 because you have to have that in order to get the staircase in. Then we need, wherever my sheet went, there we go. We need this. Okay. So, all right. And I know I'm confusing you. All right. So 2 3/4. Then score it again at 5. Okay? And I apologize. I've had to adjust it. Okay. So now that's at 5. Okay. And if I need to get another shade of garden green, I will. Okay. Okay. Here we go. But I think it's going to be okay, because I didn't score it that heavy. All right. All right, so now I'm going to make it clear again one last time for you guys, and then the measurements of the scoring will be on. You are going to score it at 2 3/4, like I originally had in my mind, and then again at 5, and then you will be okay. 2 3/4, and then at 5, okay? Then this, which I didn't bring my snail out, will go, let me grab the snail, it'll be easier. Nothing like changing the scoring lines because it didn't go the way I wanted it. Okay. All right, so now this is going to go in here. Okay. All right, we've got it here. The staircase will get glued here. And we'll do that. Really, once you get the scoring down, and if you let me take the test runs and the trials, it will work out better for you. You won't have to do the plane. Okay, now we got the staircase. Okay, I do want to glue it a little bit more right down the side. There we go. Okay, so now we have the staircase glued. I keep getting up for you to make sure you're seeing what I'm doing. Okay, then we need to take and bring this back over here. And we need a piece that is, okay, yeah, 3. And you know what I did? I glued that down before I put my piece on. Okay. All right. Okay. We need a piece at 3. And let's see how wide this is 6. We need a piece at 3. I'm always trying to optimize, and 5/4. Okay, so I'm going to cut 5 1/4 off across the bottom. This is 3. Okay. That is 3. And again, measurements on the side. But that's 3 by 5 1/4. Okay? Then, I knew there was something wrong with the other. Okay. So now we'll go over to the next one. And that was no problem making a mess on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to, let me adhere this down. The one that we just did. Before I do the next side. Okay. Now that's down. Okay. Now our next move will be the 3. So this will be 2 3/4. 2 3/4. And if I need to cut it farther down, we'll cut it. But I'm going to cut 2 3/4 and make this 5 1/4 in length. Oh, God, I hate when this thing does this. Everyone does this. There. Okay. There we go. And I want it down. Do I want it down just a tad more? No. I'm going to take just a hair off if my cutter will allow me. But you're pretty close to 2 3/4. Not the best cut. Okay. So 2 3/4, and I'm going to bring that rough edge to the bottom because it'll hide with the staircase. You know, a lot of times we can hide our mistakes, people. And there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to put this on. I want to make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Then I'm going to bring the staircase back that should have been put on with the seam behind it. My little goof. But that's okay. We can make it up easy. And as I said, the measurements will be on my blog below this post. And you can easily get the measurements. At some point next year, I'm going to try to do some captions, but I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, and the holidays is not a time to do. Okay, so now that's correct that way. Okay, so now our next move, I want to make sure I'm in sight. Okay, our next move is to get the tree in. And I want to make sure I have room for my little doggies. And it will not hurt if he is brushing up against the tree. Okay, it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to put this on, oh, maybe an inch or so from the bottom, the tree, okay? And as close to the edge as you can do, okay? All right, then your next move is to take all your Christmas packages and put them on whatever way you want to. And I've cut a bunch. You're going to need one out here and another one for the doggy to stand on. So let's get the ones that the doggy is going to have to stand on first. So I'm going to glue it. There we go. And then packages. And I might have added another package if I wanted to right there. I'm going to leave it right now, but you can always add another.